the Torah portion. Shemot, the very first Torah portion of the book of Shemot, of Exodus. Ooh, heavy-duty stuff today. We're going to get a leader chosen, a redeemer. The story of the burning bush. This is it. There's a lot here. Hi. We are in chapter 3, verse number 1. Excuse me. Yeah, we're good. We're ready. Shemileb? You have it? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, that's amazing. Moshe Hayaraya, Moshe was shepherding his tzoin, the sheep, Yisrael of Yisrael. Chaisnei, his father-in-law. His father-in-law, now he's called Israel. Remember, yesterday he was called Reuel, right?
Yes.
He had many names. Now he's called first time Yisrael. His father-in-law, Kohen Midyan, a minister of Midyan, the Naig es Hatzoin, and he guided the sheep, Achar Midbar, into the wilderness, into the desert, V'yavai, and he came, El Har Elikim, Chayreva. He came to the mountain of God, Chayrev. Whoa. Okay, Rashi. This really important stuff over here. I mean, it's always important. Achar Midbar, into the desert. Why did he go there? To distance himself from theft, that the flock should not gaze on other people's fields. Right? That's why he went so far. Because normally flock, you take them, you're going to be on someone else's property. So he took them distant into the desert, so that way they wouldn't graze on people's private property. Came to the mountain of God. Torah calls it Al Shem Ha'osi because in the future it's going to be the mountain of God. Right. What's that mountain of God? Mount Sinai. Right?
Yes.
Okay, verse number 2. Vayera Malach, and it appeared an angel, Hashem, a Malach of God, an angel of God, a love to him, Balabas Eish, in a flame of a fire, within the thorn bush, V'yar, and he saw, V'hine Asneh, and he said, behold, the thorn bush, Boyer Ba'esh, is burning in a fire. V'asneh, and then ukal, but the bush is not being consumed. In other words, there's a fire, but it's like nothing's happening to the thorn bush, not being consumed. Oh. Rashi, number 2, Belaba says, in the flame of a fire. So the Hebrew phrase is translated as if it reads, V'shalev es ha'esh, in the flame of a fire. Right, that's as Unkelis translates it. Another alternative explanation, Libay shel eish, the heart of the fire. Is it the flame of the fire or is it the heart of the fire? Kamoy lev hashamayim, like the heart of heaven. Malev ha'eleh, the heart of this tree. Al tizma alatav, and don't be puzzled by the fact that there's a tough in the word bilabas. In other words, look at the word balabas. The root of the word, this second explanation is that the word is lave, heart. Right? You see there?
Mm-hmm.
Why is the tough there then? At the end? Right? To make it balabas. So we have a similar form like this where the tough is at the end. And the ruined is your heart. They're just bringing another example of where we see that the tough can be part of the word. Okay, miteicha snab, within the thorn bush. Now there's the angel appeared in the thorn bush, v'loi elech acher, and not in any other tree. Mishum, why? That I am with him in distress. Now, there's a thorn bush is a prickly bush. It's not a nice, beautiful tree that's got fruits, right? It's a thorn bush. Nothing to it. It just, prickles the person. Meaning, when you're in a prickly situation, meaning in a difficult situation, who's with you? God's with you. That's the metaphor over here.
Is Horeb the name of the mountain before this? Is it like a diminished name?
Huh?
Why does it have two names? Sinai and Horeb. Two meanings?
Yeah, different. It brings out different things. Good question, but not a Chumash and Rashi question.
It's not like Horeb before this event, before it became holy, It's not.
But I'm not certain. I'm not certain. Okay. But in any case, in the context of the simple meaning of the text, it's not a question. Yeah, it's not a question. Okay. Okay, next. Uka, consumed. Nechal, meaning being consumed, meaning that it had not been worked with. Asher lukach misham, had been taken. It's just showing the form of the verb. That's what it's saying here. Okay, so this burning bush is not being consumed. It's the heart of the fire, which is the angel is there of God, which then conveys the idea that Anechi ima b'tzara, that I am with him in distress. In other words, what's happening now? The Jewish people are in distress, right? They're slaves. So this is to signify that I am with them in their distress. Okay? Verse number 3. Moshe said, Asura no. So Moshe said, meaning he thought to himself, because there's no one to talk to, right? Asura no, let me turn aside the era, and I will see Isamare, this this sight, Hagadol, this great sight, Hazeh, this. In Hebrew, it's the opposite, right? First you say this great sight, and here's the opposite. Sight, great, this. Madua la yivar hasneh. Why is the bush not burning? Rashi, number 3, Yasura no. Let me turn aside and see. Yasura mikan. I will turn from here, Liskan of Sham, to approach over there. In other words, what the word asura means, you're moving away from one place to go to another place, right? As opposed to going somewhere, right? There's a lot over here. We're not going to go into it, but from here, the Baal Shem Tov took his teachings, the basis of his teachings of Chassidus, and the value and the greatness of the simple Jew. But that's not for Chumash and Rashi. Okay, number 4, Vayera Hashem. Shem saw, he saw Lirais, and he turned aside to see V'yikra Elav, and he called to him. Elohim, God called to him, from within the thorn bush, the bush. V'yomer Moshe, Moshe, and he said, Moshe, Moshe. V'yomer Hineni, and he responded, here I am. No Rashi. Verse number 5. Yemer, and he further said, Al tikrav haloim, don't come any closer. Shalna lecha, take off your shoes, mi'al raglecha, from your feet, ki amol kamasher, because the place asher ata, that you, oimed, that you're standing, olav, upon it, admas kedeshi, it is holy ground. Rashi, in number 5, shal means to take off. Shaloif v'haitzi, slip off and remove. Kamei barzel, like the iron axe head will slip off the handle. Right, just giving another example, because this is the first time we have this word. Ki ishal zeischa, your olives will drop off. Okay. Admas kodeshi, this is holy ground. Who, rather, I said, yeah. Who is a masculine pronoun. Hamakom refers to a masculine noun of hamakom, of the place. Okay, not certain what Rashi wants to add that we didn't, Okay. Verse number 6. Vayemer, and he said, Anechi Elokei Avicha, I am the God of your fathers, Elokei Abraham, the God of Abraham, Elokei Yitzchak, the God of Yitzchak, Elokei Yaakov, and the God of Yaakov. He asked him, Moshe Panav, and Moshe hid his face, Kiyare, because he feared, Mehabit El Elokim, to gaze upon God. No Rashi. 7. Hashem said, Ra'o, Ra'isi, seen, I have seen. Right, it's a double, right?
A funny way of saying it.
No, it's often in Torah, it repeats. In other words, being emphatic, very, to bring extra, emphasis. So therefore it says, like, I've really seen, I've surely seen. That's what I mean. Okay? And we've had it many times in Chumash. As Oni, the affliction, Ami, of my nation, Asher ben Mitzrayim, that is in Egypt. That's, see, I wonder if that's the first time that the term "my nation" is being used by God. Ben Mitzrayim in Egypt, Esakosam, and their outcry, Shamaiti, I have heard, Nipnei Noigshav, because of the taskmasters, Ki Yadaiti Esma Choivav, because I have, I know its pains. Okay, Rashi. Ki yadaiti esma choivav, I know its pains. What does that mean? Right, it's about God knowing. As it says elsewhere, in God knew. Kalaima, that's to say, ki samti levlis beinim v'ladas esma choivav, I have focused my heart to understand and know his pains. And I have not hidden my eye from it. And I shall not block my ears to their cry. And what do you mean God knows? Of course God knows. He knows everything, right? So what does it mean that he knows? It means he is focused on it. He's not being blind to it, so to speak, and not it's touching him at this point. Right? That's what it means, right? Okay, we're good?
Yeah, we're good. It is the first place it's mentioned, like.
Yeah? Okay. Fine. Okay. Verse number 8. The Ered, and I shall descend, lahatzilai, to rescue it, Miad Mitzrayim, from the hands of the Egyptians, of Egypt rather, not Egyptians, of Egypt. And to bring it up. Mina Haaretz, from the land, Hahi, that land. El Eretz, and to the land, Toiva, that's good. Or Rechova, that is spacious. El Eretz, to a land Zavos, Zavos, that flows. Cholav, of milk. Udvash, and honey. El Malkam Kanani, to the place of the Canaanites, Achiti, and the Chiti and the Amayri, Baprizi, Avusi, Vusi. He mentions here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the 7 nations there. Okay, verse number 9. Data now, Hine Takas B'nai Israel. Behold the outcry of the B'nai Israel, the children. Excuse me. Hi. Still a little congestion. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay. So the outcry of the Bnei Israel, Elias, come to me, and I've also seen his halachats, the oppression, Asher Mitzrayim loichatzim oisam, Asher Mitzrayim, that the Egyptians loichatzim, oppress oisam them. Yeah, verse number 10. Data now, lecha. Oh, now he's coming to the point. What's his point over here? He's not just telling, I'm remembering the Jews. No, I'm giving you a mission now.
well, you plan to do something about it.
I'm planning that you're going to do something about it.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Vata now, lecha, go, and I am sending you El Para to Parai, to Isami, and take out my nation, Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, Mitzrayim, from Egypt. Rashi in number 10. Vata now, lecha, go, El Para, and I will send you to Pharaoh. And if Moshe, you're going to ask, what you will accomplish, and I'm going to tell you. You're going to take out my people, the Bnei Israel. Right? Your words will be effective. And you will take them out from there. In other words, if I've seen and I've seen the oppression, God is saying, right? And I'm gonna go down to Egypt and take them out. So then, what do you need me for? That's what Rashi is saying that God is anticipating from Moshe, right? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. You follow the point? Like God before this is saying, I'm going to take them out of Egypt, right? Now he's telling them, you go down and you speak to Pharaoh. So he's anticipating in what he's saying over here. No. You're going to go down. You're going to, you're going to be effective in what you're going to do, right? And you will take them out from there. God knows his customers, right? As we will see. So now verse number 11. And Moshe responded, El Elohim, to God. Mi anechi, who am I? Asher Elech El Paro, that I should go to Pharaoh. Ki yaitzi es b'nei Yisrael miMitzrayim. I'm going to take out the children of Israel out of Egypt. Rashi mi'anechi bani choshev. What am I significant? L'dabeim malachim, that I should speak to kings. Ki yaitzi es b'nei Yisrael miMitzrayim, and that I should take out the children of Israel from Egypt. Afim choshev ani. Even if I am significant, that I should speak to the king. Right? Ma zochel Yisrael. What is Israel worthy? She yasid lahem nei, said a miracle should be done for them by Yitzim and Mitzrayim, that I should take them out of Egypt. Interesting. How Rashi gets that from? How does Rashi get that from here?
The second
I
time.
mean, yes, right. The second time he says this, but how does Rashi get this? Like, you know, get this from the fact that he says that I should take out the Bnei Israel from Egypt.
Seems like
Where in those words is it suggesting? Is it suggesting at all that they're not worthy? That he's saying they're not worthy? I don't see in these words how Rashi gets what he just said. Okay, we have to look it up, see if we can find something. Follow my question? What? Yeah, first he says, I'm not worthy. So maybe that's the connection between the two. But still, it's a bit of a push. A bit of a push to say that. That the first thing he says, that I'm not worthy. And therefore, well, I guess you could read it that way. Like, who am I that I'm worthy that I should speak to Pharaoh? And who is that I should take them out? In other words, that they're worthy to be taken out, and a miracle should be done for them. Right? So it's like, it is somewhat of a continuation, but okay. Got it. Okay, verse number 12. Verse number 12. Vayemer. So God's response to him, I will be with you. And this is for you a sign that I have sent you in that you are taking out taking out the nation, Mitzrayim from Egypt, Tavdun, and that they should worship as Elohim God, Allah Razeh, on this mountain. Right? Remember, where is he now? He's at Sinai, Chayrev, mountain of God, right? Rashi, in number 12, lengthy Rashi here. And he said, I will be with you. He answered on Moshe's first question first, and the last question last. Shamarta, that you said to me, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh? It's not yours, it's mine. Because I'm going to be with you. Right? You're thinking like, who am I? Yeah, I'm going to be with you. That's what's important. Right. The next phrase in the verse, this is a sign that I have sent you. Right. And this is the vision that you've seen by the thorn bush. This is a sign that I have sent you. And that you will succeed in my mission. And I have, the wherewithal to save you. Just as you see now, the thorn bush is performing my mission without being consumed. Right? It's on fire, but it's not being consumed. Likewise, you're going to go on my mission and you're not going to be harmed. You're going to go into the fire, to the lion's den, to Egypt, to Pharaoh, right? I mean, that's pretty, heavy,
Yeah,
right?
be dangerous.
Exactly. And you're not going to be harmed. And that which you've asked. So that was the answer is the first question, right? Who am I that I'm going to be able to do this? It's my mission. You're going. I'm going to protect you. You won't be harmed. Now, the second question that you asked, what merit do the Jewish people have that they should be actually taken out of Egypt? So I don't exactly get it. I think I asked this question the other couple of days ago. The leader of the Jewish people, and maybe he's only being now becoming the leader of the Jewish people. So he becomes the role, right? He becomes it. Perhaps that might be the answer. Like, what is he? His job isn't. Again, it's not his job yet, so therefore that might be the answer. But I guess he's looking as in himself. If they're not worthy, right? Even though God's coming and saying, I want you to do this. So why isn't that enough? Why do they have to be worthy? God says, I want to take them out. What are you mixing in, whether they're worthy or not worthy? You follow the question? So what I think, the way it's my thoughts and so we have to look up to see what commentators say, is that I don't feel that I could accomplish. If they're not worthy, then, how am I going to accomplish this? Right? Maybe that's what it means. Because God's coming and saying, take them out. So in God's eyes, obviously they're worthy, or whether they're worthy or not worthy, irrelevant. He's taking them out, right? So why do they need to be worthy in your eyes? Like, I don't want to use a term, but it's like you're trying to be holier than the, So I need to understand that. Okay, that which you asked, what merit do they have that you should go out of Egypt? The answer is, there's a great thing that they're destined to when they go out of Egypt. Others, in truth, they're not necessarily so worthy, but it's irrelevant. They have something that they're destined to become. The Jewish people to receive the marching orders of the Torah on the mountain. Means at the end of 3 months when they leave Egypt, they're going to become my people. They're going to get the Torah. Wow.
Wow, that's very helpful answer. In other words, they're worthy because of my plan for them.
Right. Exactly.
It's like all the way through.
Yeah. Because of my plan. Not because they're
Their own merit.
Which makes sense, because then also this explains why they had to do certain things before they left in order that they should have some merit of their own. Okay, davar acher, an alternative explanation. Ki imach. Now we're going back, right? That I will be with you. To the beginning of the verse, right? I'm going to be with you. And this, that you're going to succeed in the mission, is a sign for you on a future fulfillment of another promise. Shani mavticha sheteritziim in Mitzrayim. I promise you, when you take them out of Egypt, Tavanoisi al harazeh, that they're going to worship me on this mountain. Shetikabel atayra olav, that they're going to receive the Torah upon this mountain. V'yaschu soim in Israel, and this is the merit that exists on behalf of the Jewish people. B'dugma lashon zeh matzinu. We found an example of the usage in the verse over here. V'zeh l'cha ois ochel hashana safiach. And this is a sign for you that you're eating the aftergrowth this year. Just bringing you another example. Mapelas hancherev tia l'cha ois. The downfall of Sancherev will be a sign for you. Aftachas Acher is on the future fulfillment of another promise. She'ar tzechem chareva in Paris, that your land will be a wasteland of fruit. And I will bless the aftergrowth, that there'll be plenty of food supply for the entire year. I think of a sabbatical year it's talking about. Not have to go. There's something in these alternative explanation. It sounds to me very similar.
The emphasis is on the word sign. Is it?
It's a little different emphasis. In other words, this alternative explanation is, you ask, how are you going to succeed? You're going to succeed because there's a great thing ahead that for you to. The first explanation is, you're going to succeed because I'm going to be with you. Second explanation is, you're going to succeed because you have a great mission that the Jewish people will be given at Mount Sinai. That's why you're going to succeed. Not because I'm with you, because of your mission. Two different explanations, right? Of why you will succeed. Okay? The story there with Sancheir is just showing a similar example of that you will succeed because of a mission that you have later on to fulfill. Okay? Verse 13. Moshe now responds to God. Hine, behold, Anechi, I come, El Bnei Israel, I come to the children of Israel, Marti Lahem, and I will say to them, that the God of our forefathers, Shalachani, has sent me to you, Aleichem, to you, Ma'amruli, and they're going to say to me, Mashmai, what's his name? Ma'amer Aleim, what should I say to them? What's your name? No Rashi. We're going to see, I think, from the next, okay. So God now responded, so God responds to Moshe, I shall be what I shall be. And he said, so shall you say to the children of Israel, I will be, has sent you to me. That I shall be has sent you. Okay, what is this talking about? Whoa, that's a very kind of confusing, right? So Rashi says, I shall be what I shall be. I will be with you in time of troubles. And I will be with you at a time of the subjugation to other kingdoms. Right? In other words, I will be with you now. I will be with you in the future. When in the future, you're also going to be subjugated to other kingdoms. Right? When he heard this, Amar Lafanav Samesha said before God, God, what are you mentioning other troubles to them? They have enough trouble right now with the enslavement in Egypt. That's enough. So God said to him, You've spoken well, so you shall say.
Oh.
In other words, so Rashi is bothered because the first he says, I will be what I will be, right? And then says, tell him, I will be sent you. Why not I will be sent you? Oh, because I will be and I will be is I will be with you now in your pain. I will be with you in the future pain. So Moshe says, don't say that. It's like, oh, you got a bad now, I'm with you. Don't worry, you're gonna have a bad later too. I'll be with you then too. Oh, thank you. That's very comforting. So Moshe says, God, don't say that. Okay, so God said, okay, just tell them I'm there with them in their pain now.
One trouble at a time is enough.
Yeah. So the obvious question then is, what's God thinking? Like, I mean, it's the truth. God is saying the truth. In other words, in all of your subjugation, in all of your troubles, all of your suffering, I'll be there with you. Right? So God's saying the truth. The only thing is, people can't take the truth. So, okay, I'm with you now. Okay, let's get this finished. Last verse. And God said further, El Moshe to Moshe, Kaisei Marso, you shall say Abba Israel to the children of Israel, Hashem Elokei Aviseichem, Hashem the God of your forefathers, Elokei Avram, the God of Abraham, Elokei Yitzchak, God of Yitzchak, Isaac, Elokei Yaakov, and of Yaakov Jacob, Shalachani, has sent me Aleichem to you, V'zeshmi Li'olam, and this is my name forever. And this is my remembrance from generation to generation. Rashi in 15, this is my name forever. Li'olam is spelled chaser vav without a vav. In other words, a vav is a vowel. In the end of vav is a vowel. There's no real sound to the vav. It's an O sound, right? Right? Le'olam. So you can spell the word without a vowel, without the vav, and just have the vowel, a dot, right? There's no dots in the Torah, but you could have it that way. So it's spelled here lacking the vav. Loimar, why? This is lahalimai, to hide the name, that my name should not be pronounced as it's written. Other Yudke Vavke, right? The Tetragrammaton, we don't pronounce it. We say Adoi Shem, right? So this is where we get this Shmilia. This is my name forever, or for hidden.
I thought that was later though. It stopped being pronounced during the second time of the second temple.
No, certain times it could be pronounced in the Holy Temple by the Kohen Gadol. At certain time, but we're talking about just regularly, daily, daily talk. You can't pronounce it, right?
It was never
When you're reading it in the Chumash, you can't pronounce it, right? We pronounce it Ad Hashem, right?
Sometimes it seems to be like that it was.
Anyway,
it was,
that's
yeah. It seemed to be like a way of blessing. The name was meant to be also like in a blessing, that the way it's saying that in the Tanakh, and this is how you can bless your brothers. I'll find that.
okay. I don't know what you mean. Okay. The interesting, I don't understand over here because the Tetragrammaton is not even mentioned here, not even once. The only name is I will be is mentioned, and Elohim, right? And Elokei, the God of, but not Shem Havaya is not mentioned. So it's interesting how this is my remembrance. Lim dai hayech nikra. This indicates that he has taught Moshe the name that is to be concealed, how it's pronounced. Uh-huh. So this answers your question, is it's not to be pronounced, but God taught him how to pronounce it. Because there are times you need to pronounce it. Okay. David, likewise, David, it says by King David, Hashem Shimcha L'Yelam, Hashem Zichron L'Dor, Hashem, your name is eternal. Hashem, this is your remembrance from generation to generation. That's in Psalm 135. Right. Okay, fascinating. I wish we had more time, but we don't. All right. Oh, all right. That's what we got to do first. All right, folks. We'll see you in a few moments.